Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today I am super excited to be talking Real Housewives of Miami, Season 2, Episode 7, Bras and Brawls, Part 1. You guys, I love this show. I'm really having fun recapping it. I've mentioned before, there are talks swirling around, and I'm reading more and more that there's going to be a new Miami, yay, and it will be coming to Peacock. And I've signed up for Peacock. It's free. You just give me your email address. I haven't used Peacock in a while. I think there's maybe ads on it is the deal, but I haven't paid for mine so far, so hopefully it will continue to be free because I want to watch this show. Okay, so let's talk about this episode. Lisa starts out the episode in lingerie, as you do. Any excuse to show off her body, I think she's all for it. Although if I look like that, I'd probably do the same thing. She says she feels like a cheap hooker, but she explains she's got this lingerie party coming up. They do it every year. They raise money for breast cancer, and she's trying to figure out what she wants to wear. Daisy, her housekeeper, her assistant, keeps complimenting her, and she says it's important that her party go well. She says that Lea Black is not RSVP'd yet. Now, the party is on Friday, and then Saturday is the annual Black's Gala. So she says she's planning to come, but even if she can't, she'll make a donation. So I think that's really classy. What else can you expect? That's like her busiest time of year. She's probably exhausted, probably doesn't have much extra time. So, Lea bugs me sometimes, but I thought this was a really classy move. We see Lea working on the gala. She calls it the party of the year. She said the checklist is massive. It gets frantic beforehand. It's the who's who of Miami. They're hoping to raise over $1 million. And we see Alexia and Joanna arrive. They talk about where to put Karent because apparently she's getting on everybody's nerves, including mine. Let me know below. What are your thoughts on Karent? Does she bug you guys as bad as she bugs me, or is it just me? Am I being petty? Let me know. And then we see Adriana arrives, and Lea says she doesn't want fights on Saturday night because Alexia and Adriana are saying that Karent bugs her. Joanna's saying, no, she's fine. So clear division between the ladies. She asks about Karent and if the fights are resolved yet. Joanna says that Karent is a sweet girl. I adore her. Yeah, but Joanna, you're a little bit unhinged. So what does that say about you? Adriana says she's aggravated about how she's obsessed to the publicity, and she's going around town and saying bad things. They talk about this article that starts to come up and keeps coming up. Karent apparently stumbled into a reporter, as you do. And she says that the women were classless fame addicts with Botox for brains. Now, we find out later she says that's not what she said. She says that the words were taken out of context. That's not what she said. Joanna backs her up saying, listen, I've worked with the press for years. They do take you out of context. But then Marysol has that PR company. She knows the journalist personally, and she said that's basically the journalist was saying, nope, that's exactly what Karent said. We already see some friction here between Adriana and Joanna. Adriana accuses Joanna of blindly protecting Karent. Lea says, I didn't feel like the description fit me, so the shoe doesn't fit, I'm not wearing it, talking about what Karent said to the media. She asked them to put the fight on timeout. She doesn't want it to happen at the gala. Sure, everybody will be on their best behavior, right? Haha. Then we see Marysol. She arrives at Alexia's house. They talk about Karent. Alexia says, I don't get her. She doesn't acknowledge anything. She doesn't own up to her mistakes. They talk about the article. Marysol says, she reminds me of a clown that wouldn't stop smiling when I was a kid. And I found that pretty funny. It was some toy that she had, and it used to freak her out, and it just always smiled. They talk about her being a celebrity stalker. They talk about the article that she did, and that they think she's trying to elevate herself. So from there, we go over to Lisa's house. Marta is there. Of course, she's staying with Lisa. Joanna comes over. She's supposed to be traveling for a PETA photo shoot, but it somehow worked out where they needed to use Lisa's house. Lisa was cool with it, so they're going to do the photo shoot there. Lisa's out shopping. They all laugh about that. Joanna's getting her hair and makeup done. Marta brings up the Roman stuff. Remember that, they're always having problems. It's always something. Joanna's saying that things are better. They were fighting and holding things back, but now they've gotten closer and it's better. You can expect that will last a long time, right? So we see that they're doing the Peta Campaign, and the idea is wear your own fur, let the animals keep theirs. She does some really, really funny photos here, guys. It involves a wig down south, and it's pretty funny. I can't show it because, YouTube, they flag weird stuff like that, so I'm going to skip it, but I encourage you to go look it up because it's pretty funny. So, let's see. She became aware of animal cruelty, and now she fights to try to raise awareness. As much as Joanna does bug me, I think that's fantastic. Regardless of your stance on wearing fur, that's not what I just think it's cool that she takes up this cause of raising awareness for against animal cruelty. We go over to Leah's house, and it's one of the few glimpses we get of Leah and RJ, her son. Roy is coming home. He's been on a big case in Palm Beach, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. He's just nonstop working. So normally she said that they go with him wherever he goes, but because he's on trial during this time, and because of the gala timing, they couldn't do it. We do find out, unfortunately, Roy lost the case, so he's pretty upset about that. And so everybody's tired and stressed, and Leah's stressed about the gala, but she doesn't want to lay that on him. It's just interesting to see Leah at home. Usually, if we see a scene of Leah at her house, it's with the other ladies, especially, Adriana. And it's just interesting to see. We don't see much of Roy, so it's interesting to see him. So then we go over to Lisa's. She's getting ready for her party, and she's saying it's a younger and sexier crowd. Do I want to impress people? Yes, I do. Do I want to impress Leah? Sure. I hope she shows up to my event, and I'm going to show up to hers to support her. So it's, they've had this tension, but we do see, I think it's next episode, they start to kind of mend fences a little bit. We go over to Karent and Joanna. They're going into a shop. Karent's looking for a gala dress. I find this a little bit hard to believe. 2 days before the gala, they are looking for a dress, but maybe it happened earlier and they inserted the footage. I don't know. But they're trying on dresses. Joanna tells Karent about the meeting that she had the other day with Leah and Adriana and Alexia. She tells her that Adriana went in on her, Adriana calling her a Joker smile. Joanna to camera says maybe they have nothing better to do, pure jealousy. Karent says everything they say is based on zero on air. Joanna says some article came out where you were saying you were putting us down. Karent again says, no. I was at an opening. I met a woman who writes a blog about Miami social scene, and she decided to add words that didn't come out of my mouth. It's a shame that they twisted every word. I really want to know what the truth is on this. I'm very curious to know more about that. I'd love to be a fly on the wall. I'd like to know, are we judging Karent too harshly? Yes, she bugs me. She seems very fake. That smile drives me crazy. But but I'm cynical. What can I say? But I don't know. I just really want to know how much of this is true. Is she as big a bitch as she sounds like behind the scenes? Like, what, to say something like that? Or was it taken out of context? I'd really like to know that. We see Adriana. She's going to look for a lingerie party outfit. She's looking for something spicy. That pretty much sums up Adriana. She says the famous Joanna Krupa will be at the party. I don't want to be outdone by the younger crowd. So we see Anna and her kids meet up with Adriana at the store. Anna says she's not comfortable wearing lingerie in front of the group. I don't blame you there. They talk about Karent and they talk about the article, and they're saying it's insulting. Anna says this is going to end badly. And she's right. Back at Lisa's house, she's talking about everything she's doing to get this party going. She says that Marta is sitting around meanwhile and having an extended vacation. I feel like she's lost a little bit, and she needs to find herself. That's what Lisa's saying. A nice way of saying, what the hell are you doing, Marta? Marysol goes to see Elsa. I absolutely love when this happens. Elsa admits that she's had a few drinks, so she's feeling frisky and funny, and she's like, where are you going in that outfit? And Marysol has to explain she's going to a pajama party, and Mom's saying, a pajama party dressed like that? I think Marysol looked beautiful. So we find out Marysol is wearing her grandmother's fur. Elsa, again, we find out had some alcohol today. Marysol says, who gave you alcohol? And Elsa says, at my age, I don't have to tell you. I'm going to steal the show from the young girls. That's why you keep me home. I just love her. I thought it was hilarious. She put on this feather hat, and she's dancing around, and she's wearing her caftan and being sassy, and I love her. So then we see Lisa and Lenny. Lisa's telling Lenny, can you calm down, please? Everything's going to be fine. He's pointing out all the things that are wrong. Ice isn't there. Servers aren't there. I mean, yeah, I can relate. It's like, dude, I've done all the work. You show up the last day and you're going to tell me what I've done wrong? She says, do you want to act like an asshole right now? Is that your goal? She says, just calm down. So we see her making calls. She's looking for 1,500 cups. It all works out. The party looks okay. So it's time for the party. Lea arrives, and she has Joe Francis with her. So, that's not going to cause a shit show. James, a.k.a. Elaine Lancaster, is with her. Lisa says Lea didn't meet a celeb she doesn't like. So Lea explains Joe Francis... she brought him because sexy girls, lingerie, it's right up his alley. Lea to camera says, I don't think the protocol at a lingerie party is as strict as it is for the blacks, the black tie, sit-down, silver service gala. Man, that's hard to say. Joanna sees Joe Francis and said he's a scumbag. Joanna walks up and hugs everybody, including Joe Francis. Weird moment. Oh, you guys, then we see Karent. Karent at this party, you guys, we're going to talk about it. She outdoes herself on the annoyingness. So then we see Marysol arrive. She goes up to the bar, and Joanna spots Marysol wearing fur. Okay. I'm not going to get into a fur debate here. I think everybody can have their own opinion on whatever they want, can do whatever they want, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. It's fine. I think it's ridiculous that Joanna, she expects people to live up to these standards, and when they don't, she wants to fight them. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's like fighting somebody with a different political view. You might think, oh, that person's an idiot, but you don't want to go up and fight them. It's very strange. The alcohol does very strange things to Joanna. We see it. Joanna says it herself, as does Marta, as does Roman. So lots of stuff going on here. So Karent takes it upon herself to walk up right when Marysol gets there and gets a drink in her hand. And Karent says, is this faux or is this real? And Marysol's like, I don't know. It's in my grandmother's closet. She died like 30 years ago. And Karent is saying, well, Joanna is a real Peta, and then she trails off. Marysol says, I know. Marysol to camera says, Karent the carrier pigeon comes over, and she continues to call her the carrier pigeon, which really cracked me up. Karent says, I know you wouldn't do that to her intentionally. It would hurt her feelings. Oh my God, just stop. So Marysol is like, why would I hurt her feelings wearing something like this? And Karent to camera, Marysol came defensive when I was just trying to be a friend to her. No, you weren't. You were trying to kiss Joanna's ass. You approached her the wrong way at the wrong time, and it spectacularly backfired, and you're surprised by it. Marysol walks over to where Joe Francis and Lea are, and Karent's there. Marysol says, I just got warned I'm going to get in trouble wearing my grandmother's petticoat. And Joe's like, why is that? And Karent says, Joanna is a strong PETA activist. Joe says, I put Joanna on TV for the first time. I met her through a mutual friend. I put her on television. I dated both sisters, both Marta and Joanna. I slept with them both, too. Woo! He says, not at the same time, but they're both gorgeous, aren't they? Oh my God, what a scumbag. That's so gross. Lisa walks up and Lea said, oh my God, that's hilarious about her outfit. I thought Lisa looked fantastic. Lisa to camera says, if anyone looks hilarious, it's Lea. Remember, she's covered in feathers. Karent runs over to Joanna because of course she does. She said, I just heard Joe at the time. Okay, pause. He says you were sleeping with Muhammad at the time. They bleep out Muhammad's last name, but hear me out. I think they're talking about Muhammad Hadid. So remember, this whole thing with Brandi Glanville, she went on Watch What Happens Live and said that she heard Joanna's hoo-ha had a smell, and she heard it from Muhammad Hadid. And remember, he is the guy, we saw him on TV some. He was married to Yolanda Foster. He was married to Yolanda. His daughters are Gigi Hadid and Bella Hadid, the models. And yeah, it's just interesting that they're bringing this up. It came full circle. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. So Joanna's telling Joe to go F himself. Lea trying to calm it down, feels bad because it was her guest. It was kind of causing a scene. Lea is saying, don't insult them. They're my friends. Lisa walks up. Joe apologizes for the drama. Lea says she's going to calm everything down. It does seem like she was trying to look out for Lisa. I think with her party and all the work she puts in, she understands that she doesn't want her guests to ruin the party at all. Joanna just seems to be looking for a fight. She's mad at the world. She calls Marta over and says, Leah's like, no, let's drop this. Leah's trying to kibosh this to stop it from spreading more and getting more people mad. Roman tells Joanna, listen, let's not let him ruin anything, not ruin the night, and please don't get too drunk, because he knows what she's like. Joanna says, I might kick some ass tonight. Lisa says she wants to get hammered and have a good time. She doesn't want to deal with all this. And Joe says, well, it's the truth. Still talking about banging Joanna and Marta. Joe's a sleaze. He's just looking for the attention. Joe says the moral of the story is don't let Karent near you. She's the devil. Again, he's saying this because she ran back and told Joanna what he had said about sleeping with them. Everybody kicks in because they can't stand Karent. They're like, yeah, she is kind of the devil. He and Marysol high five. Lisa says, I do like Karent. She's a nice person. I just don't like that she went over and told Joanna what you said. I don't want to fight at my party. So then we go outside, and it's Joanna and Marta, and they're talking. Marta is completely wasted. Joanna asks, why are you laughing? Did you sleep with him? And Marta's like, I don't want to talk about it. And so Joanna's getting more and more pissed. This is not going to end well for anybody involved. So then we see a flash of next time. You guys, I've already watched this episode, and so much crap goes down. Do you remember that guy gets pushed in the pool? Sorry about the blurry picture, but I was trying to take it quick. And Lisa is pissed, and it's Adriana versus Karent. And Adriana brings up this whole blog thing with Karent, and Adriana then she's trying to talk to Karent. Joanna gets involved. She tells her to butt out. She won't butt out. It does not go well. Remember, it's the slap/punch heard around the world. So these two get into it, and we are going to talk about it. So guys, that's it for the episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I love talking Miami. It's so much fun to rewatch. We'll keep going with it. I'm really enjoying these recaps. And you guys, I'm actually really excited for the show to come back. I can't wait to see who's in and out. Maybe by the time I record this, they'll announce something. I think I heard Larsa Pippen is in. Don't really care about that. But curious to see if any of the other ones come back. I actually hope we get to see like Marysol. I'd like to see what she's been up to. Maybe Adriana. I don't know. Lea, whoever. I'll welcome them all back. Maybe not Karent. But anyway, thanks guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye.